Ram truck, Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, Mercedes, BMW, you name it, we have it at Volkswagen of Woodlands. So call Laura Williams today at 936-321-6500. Good credit, bad credit, not a problem. Give Laura a call today and let her make it happen for you at Volkswagen of Woodlands. Open Saturdays.
Call Laura Williams at Volkswagen of the Woodlands. 936-321-6500. 36 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, 2,300 USI.
Volkswagen of the Woodlands, a part of the Bayway Auto Group. KYND, Cypress, Houston, a Synergy Broadcasting Company. Talk that inspires change. Music that revives memories.
The powerful 1520.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening to Psychic Connections. I am your host, Psychic Medium Victoria Alvarado, and I have my co-captain here, Oscar Hines.
Well, thank you. We are dressed in green today.
Yes,
I love it.
St. Patty's Day.
I love St. Patty's Day, and it's one of those fun holidays that doesn't have major significance except people just have a good time.
You're right.
I'm not sure. I think they said that St. Patrick got the snakes out of Ireland or something.
Actually, I think that's what I heard. That's why everyone's celebrating today.
Yeah. Well,
but hopefully we'll have the look of an Irish today. So.
I hope so. And we have Chris sitting in with us today. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hello, Chris. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. So I do have some interesting topics that we were talking about earlier today. Yeah. Psychic children.
So that's a big one. So if we can frame that a little bit, okay. So there are children that are out there that have special gifts, but how does a parent know what those gifts are?
Right, and I was thinking, I noticed some signs with my children. I actually have 4 boys, and out of the 4, 2 of them are actually psychic. One of them is actually a medium. So I'm pretty sure a lot of those that are listening in and tuning in today are wondering, is my child or my children psychic? Okay. So let me just say this. There's a couple of things that there's actually 6 things that y'all guys need to be aware of. Okay. One is that psychic children often think that they're normal, right? They don't realize that they're gifted. They pretty much think that mom and dad or other children see and perceive things the way they do, and they don't realize that they're different, that they're, their psychic abilities, they won't be able to tell parents won't be able to tell by their physical appearance that they're psychic. They'll just start saying things off the wall that you're just kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah, because I would think, and it's like any other special ability, it's kind of like, this is normal. This is how everybody is. Why would they think that they're any different?
Right. And see, in actuality, growing up myself being psychic, I always wanted to feel like I was included. So you have to keep in mind that psychic children want to feel normal. They don't want to feel different or any different than other kids.
So then, if a child has this ability, and I think you asked that question just a moment ago. You said if they say something off the wall or some different statements that they have?
Well, for my son, who I know is a medium, I remember him saying that he would see Grandpa. Now, that would be my grandfather, who has passed away, like I mentioned before, that he passed away when I was 18, 19 years old. He was still in my womb. So he never met him, never seen pictures of him, but he would mention his name. Or just so happened that he would tell me, Mom, the phone's ringing, it's so-and-so, and the phone wasn't ringing, and then I pick it up, and it's the person he just said was on the other line. Wow. Now, at the same time, when I was pregnant with my second son, in the middle of the night, my son was like, I want to go to the light, I want to go to the light, they won't let me out, I want to come out. And it just so happened that I was going into early labor, and they would not let my son come out. It was too early. Wow. So he was picking up on my baby's energy, that he wants to come out. He wanted to go to the light. He wants to be out here with us. So he would do little things here and there that would show that he was different, and he just knew. He would even pick up on my energy when I got sick and I had to have surgery, gallbladder surgery. He was actually feeling my pain, even though we were 45 minutes away from each other, he felt my pain.
And how old was he at this time?
He had to have been, oh gosh, 5 or 6 years old. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Now, when you see those signs, and parents out there listening might be wondering, okay, so there are some little peculiar things. Is there ways to cultivate this gift, or does it just evolve naturally? How does that work?
Well, it does evolve naturally, but growing up, from what I remember and from when my kids being around and them being psychic and perceiving certain things, they were always afraid of their gifts. They had a lot of fear. I was also afraid of the dark. My kids were afraid of the dark because we would see spirits all over the place, and it's almost like, what do you do with a child who is scared of their gifts? So it's almost like you have to talk to them a little bit and encourage them with their abilities. You don't want to tell them, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about, or, oh, you're crazy, because you want them to feel normal. You don't want them to feel different or odd or crazy,
Wow. So you said they just sort of had a natural fear of the dark and just some different things like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When you say, and this is a curiosity question, so it's a little off topic, but you say that you see different things in the dark. What does that look like? I mean, what would, if you were to describe it, what would that look like?
Well, it depends on whether or not the shadow, or it would be like a shadow person. Sometimes it would be an actual person that would want to connect with their loved ones or had trouble crossing over. So they would go to him. And, of course, I would have to say, look, leave him alone. I will help you.
Wow.
Okay. But being that I'm a psychic medium myself, that was how I would be able to help him because I understood where he was coming from. Now, growing up, my family weren't really psychic or mediums also, but my mom was very highly intuitive as well, but not as strong as I was. So she didn't know. Well, with her, she used to use a gemstone. There was a certain gemstone that it's called alum that she used to cleanse me with to clear out the fear. It would take away what we call, it would clear out the susto. It would take out the fear, and it would help me sleep. So whatever attachment or whatever being was there, somehow it would just go away, and she would send it into the light.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. So then with your son and his sort of fear that he had, you were able to calm that because you had a point of reference.
Mm-hmm.
So then, is there something then that you do to sort of besides being understanding and accepting what you said, is there something else that you do to sort of cultivate this in
Right. So I would say that we can encourage our children to hone in on their abilities, okay? And this would be either doing empty bowl techniques. This is where you would tell your child to close his or her eyes and take a deep breath, and then ask your son or daughter to visualize a large empty bowl and place a question in the bowl and see what the answers would appear. Now, you can also have your child do a pre-meeting planning. This is where prior to a meeting, you ask your child to clear his or her head, and by taking a few deep breaths, asking your child to describe images, feelings, and flashes or insights from the meeting that's about to take place.
Wow.
Okay? Even doing telephone telepathy. As I mentioned before, he would know when the particular person would be calling, or grandma's sick. She's sick, and you need to call her and tell her that she needs to take some medicine or do this and that. So it's almost like they can do telephone telepathy. This is where your child will perceive a feeling that someone is about to call, and this is encouraging your child to visualize who's calling before she checks or checks the caller ID when the phone rings. So little things that you can do, and I do have some books that I would like to recommend after the show, that if you want to help your child hone in on their abilities, you can help them. And then there is a book out there that can help you if your child is afraid of their abilities and how to deal with the fear side of being intuitive.
Wow. Victoria, I'm kind of thinking about one of my first conversations with you when you made this statement. You said, well, everybody's a little bit, psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And we've almost all had that experience where and you mentioned the phone call, because I could totally relate to that. It's like you're thinking about somebody, right? And then all of a sudden you're thinking about them, and then the phone rings, or they say, gosh, I was wanting to call you. I mean, is that, in your opinion, is that connected to this, or is that just intuition?
Honestly, I feel like that's connected to this, because we all do a little sense of telepathy here, right? Or especially picking up on the vibes is what it is. And I mean, there are times where my dog is barking and barking and barking, and I go into meditation, and I literally see myself walking up to him and telling him, be quiet. Mm-hmm. That's enough. And he stops. Mm. So it's like you're sending out the little signals or the vibes telepathy-wise, and this person may have been thinking about you. Yeah. And then you thought about them, and you called them, and just so happened, hey, I was just thinking about you. So technically, they kind of sent you a little vibe through telepathy, telephone telepathy, to call them.
Yeah. We do send vibrations out into the world, don't we?
Right. Mm-hmm. We do.
It's like law of attraction type. Is that?
Well, here's the thing: is that everything is made up of energy, right? We all vibrate to energy, right? Mm-hmm. The plants, plants and flowers, our animals, us as humans, the air, everything is energy, right? Mm-hmm. So of course, we all have to be interconnected somehow through this energy, through this vibration.
Yeah. Well, I remembered reading this, and I presented it. This is more along the physiological versus the metaphysical. Mm-hmm. But we were talking one time, and there's a Harvard study about what they call the mirror neurons. And the whole idea behind the mirror neuron is that it's part of the primitive side of the brain. When somebody yawns, for example, other people in the room yawn, or when you smile at a baby and the baby suddenly starts smiling, and people are like, oh, he's smiling at me. No, it's just his mirror neuron. Either that or he has some gas, But but the idea was that theoretically part of our primitive behavior back in, I don't know, the caveman days or whatever, was that to survive, we sometimes had to duplicate or sense what our fellow human was thinking, behaving, and mimic that behavior. So that some of this is a residual of that. But the conclusion of the Harvard study was that we all have sort of what they would call kind of a Wi-Fi, like we are all sort of interconnected in mm-hmm. that way. So there may very well be a scientific, sort of explanation.
And I think that what you're describing, because as soon as you're talking to me about this, I'm also thinking about remote viewing. Yeah. Right? So we can connect to that space and describe what's around. It's all the same thing. It's about projection and seeing and actually tapping into your other side. So we are all intuitive. It's just that I think that the reason why a lot of us don't use our intuition is because of belief system. We grow up thinking that biblically it's wrong. Yeah. Okay? Or sometimes we don't listen to our intuition because we have, okay, let me in other words. So I have a couple of clients who don't follow their intuition because they've always made the bad choices or bad decisions, and so they don't use it. But really, it wasn't their intuition. It was something else. It's like their heart and their mind were on two different pages. Okay? Your intuition probably told them the right thing to do, but they went with their heart or their brain instead, and so, that kind of counteracted into the results, you know?
Wow. Interesting. You just mentioned this remote viewing, and to be honest with you, I had and I'll quickly sort of go over this, and then we'll take a break here. But I remembered having an experience with a lady that said she was a remote healer, and she put her hands on me, and she said, think about your friend that you want to heal. This particular friend had cancer. But what was eerie to me was that I didn't say a word about the cancer. I just said my friend needed healing. She touched me for what amounted to about maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and she literally says to me, your friend is dealing with, cancer. And then she says, but I'm hearing like music. I'm seeing dancing. Is your friend a dancer? And it was a friend of mine who taught me bachata, mm-hmm. when I was... and she says to me, she's very stubborn, she's very hard-headed, and she started describing her personality a little bit. And then I kind of said, yeah, that's true. And then she said she wouldn't let me in. So it was a resistance. So the next day, I called up my friend. I said, hey, what were you doing about 3 o'clock yesterday? And she said, it was weird. I was sleeping. I was taking a nap. And then for some reason, I woke up and I felt like something or someone was trying to get into my spirit. And I was praying and I was resisting that. And she described essentially this resistance level. So it was really, really kind of surreal. But that was a pretty good example to me of what apparently was someone who, in a remote viewing sort of fashion, was trying to move into her spirit. Mm-hmm. And she just refused to let that in. So she resisted it.
Right, and that's normally that is very possible, because there are times where you can actually create a orb of energy healing, and if you think about the person and send it to them at a specific time at 2, say for instance, at 2 p.m. tomorrow, I want to send myself, or I want to send Oscar healing energy to him. You can just imagine putting a bunch of love and energy healing into this orb of light, and then send it off, watch it going into space, and then send it off to the person. And the person will actually feel tingling sensations.
The
next day
wow.
At that time.
Wow, fascinating. Interesting stuff. Wow, you are listening to Psychic Connections here on KYND with Victoria Alvarado. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue talking a little bit more about children, and then we're going to be taking calls, folks. So 832-230-5592. That's 832-230-5592. Connect with us also on Facebook at KYND 1520. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
What up, world? That's right, Carl Mays, King Motivator, KYND 1520. You better keep it locked. I'm telling you, if you want to stay focused, you want to be great, you want to get what you need, I got you. That's right. Another day, another chance.
This is Carla J, inviting you to join the new Sound Off with Carla J as we discuss pop culture, today's music, hottest gossip, sports, and a whole lot more. It's going to be crazy. You'll never know what shenanigans the guys will be up to and who'll be visiting the studio. Thursdays, 6 p.m. here on 1520 KYND.
Apple and Android users, be sure and download the KYND radio app. And don't miss Sound Off with Carla J on 1520 KYND.
The InBody is one of the world's most powerful and accurate body composition scales. In a minute or less, the InBody can break down your body weight into muscle, fat, and body water to give you a crystal clear image of your overall wellness. With this information, you can fine-tune your diet and exercise plans to improve your health. Over time, the InBody allows you to create lasting changes to your body composition, which means more health, more energy, and a better overall quality of life. The InBody uses advanced technology to determine your body composition. It passes a small electric current through your body to determine the amount of body water you have. This information is used to reveal your body fat percentage, one of the most important health metrics a person can learn about their body. Discovering your body fat percentage is simply the first step and only scratches the surface of what the InBody can tell you about your health. By independently analyzing your 5 body segments, which are both legs, both arms, and your trunk, an InBody test shows you your body fat and muscle levels for all sections of your body. Is your upper body stronger than your lower? Where do you store your body fat? By taking an InBody test, you'll get answers to these questions. But more importantly, by tracking the impact your diet and exercise have on your body, you'll discover a whole new way of thinking about your health. With a line of professional models, there's an InBody for every organization that seeks to help its members improve their health. Want to find out which InBody is right for you? Visit us online at www.inbody.com.
Yo, what up, world? That's right, Carl Mays, King Motivator, KYND 1520. You better keep it locked. I'm telling you.
Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
And we we are back. You are listening to Psychic Connections here on KYND, the kind of talk that inspires change. We are here with Victoria Alvarado. We are talking about psychic children, and it's a fascinating subject, and we're going to take calls, folks, in a little while. 832-230-5592. The phone lines fill up pretty quickly when Victoria is on the air, so when we open that up, you guys be prepared to call and just be patient with us. But now, so Victoria, this is fascinating. So many children, you were saying, have these gifts. They don't know that it's different, it's abnormal, but obviously it's a little bit difficult for them to try to assimilate because they're different than other kids. They see things differently.
Right. And you know, when let me just say this, that children need ongoing support, because if they start telling other kids that aren't as too intuitive or don't have psychic abilities, they may think, as they grow up, they may think that they're weird. You know what I mean? And they start to feel this self-confidence issues and feeling like people are pushing them away because they think that they're odd, right? So, of course, children are going to need ongoing support from their parents. And, of course, instead of saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or, oh, that, you know, you don't have an invisible friend telling you certain things, just say that I believe you, because they need to have some sort of support somewhere if they're not getting it from their peers, okay? And not only that, they are overwhelmed and they have a lot of anxiety and fear. I know some children who do not want to go to school and they're homeschooled because they're afraid or they pick up too much energy, and you need to help them understand how to shield themselves, how to clear their energy, and how to tell if the emotions that they're perceiving is actually their own or somebody else's.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
And how would they shield themselves?
Well, in order for them to shield themselves, you would imagine a golden bubble of white light and them inside this bubble being fully protected from lower vibrational energies, outside energies that are misqualified and that would adversely affect them. And even just asking the angels, asking Archangel Michael to be next to them and shielding them and protecting them throughout the day.
Interesting. Now, some people, and I know I meet people like this all the time, and to some extent I'm like this, but I've sort of developed coping mechanisms, and that is just a natural, empathic, intuitive sort of being, and that is you feel a little overwhelmed sometimes because you can feel negative energy. You can feel all these different energies. So would the same thing apply here?
Yes. Yes. I do a lot of shielding. Matter of fact, I did some shielding before I walked in here, and I also cleared my vibration, because even just the road trip from the house to over here, I pick up a lot of earthbound spirits, and they linger. Or I'll pick up attachments or something, because the beacon of light that is around me is so bright, they get curious and like, oh, that person can help. So I have to clear my vibrational energy, and I have to set up shields all the time so that I don't get drained energetically.
You know, it's interesting because a couple of weeks ago, Victoria, we were on air, and there was a gentleman that called, and you started answering some of the concerns and issues he had. And then he said, well, I got one more question. There was one more thing. But I felt the heaviness in his voice, and then you definitely were picking all of this up, because afterwards you sort of had to clear that energy.
Right. I started to go from here to I started slumping down just a little. I was like, kind of like I was shutting down, like error.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, wait a minute. Before I help someone else, because I don't want to do what we call a transference. So I don't want to pick up on the next caller and then send them all his energy. I had to clear it and send it to the light. So, of course, that day I had said, okay, angels, I need you to come clear my energy. Detach me, cut the cords, because sometimes if someone is going through so much negative energies or so much negative vibes or thoughts or a lot of problems in their life, they will try to suck the life out of you or attach to you to help raise their vibration, and then it'll deplete you in the long run. So you have to cut that cord.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Energy vampires, right? They're just
psychic vampires.
Psychic vampires.
Yes.
That's and you said you mentioned a beacon, so they get a sense of the light that is there, and they'll attract to that.
Yes, there have been times that I've walked in a room and someone tells me, "Oh my God, your vibrational energy is just whoo, like it's just like, wow. And I'm like, really? I'm just walking in. And they're like, well, yeah, I can sense the energy around you is really strong. And I'm just like, I'm off. So I guess I can't turn it off really,
Yeah, it's a beacon of sorts, and I always like to sort of give perspective to this, because I think sometimes in the religious, in sort of the religious constructs, this always sort of evokes some, not always, but sometimes evokes some negative opinions about what it is and what it isn't. But I don't really believe that we completely understand everything that we are energetically, that our Creator made us to be. And regardless, folks, of what your religious orientation is, we know the book of Isaiah says, in a fear-inspiring way, we are wonderfully made, not just in our physicality, not just in the genius of how our bodies are constructed, but also in our psychic energy, our energetic body, our spirit body. And we have to sort of recognize there's a lot of different layers to that, right?
Right, there is. There's many, many layers, and you know what? I really want to say that maybe the layers that you're talking about, I'm thinking about the chakras, because there's many layers, and especially many layers in the auric field. The etheric layer, there's can't even think of all of it right now, but it's like there's different layers in the eggshell, and then you have the chakra. So obviously everything is different layers and belief systems, different things that need to be cleared out, and of course it's a lot of things that we don't really understand.
Yeah. And that's a challenge, because what we don't understand we are often afraid of.
Yes.
And then we vilify. But that's happening. That's happening politically. That's happening in all sorts of spheres. The tendency is we tend to hate or despise that which we do not understand.
Right, and so to me, it's almost like it's better to try to understand that there's a reason for this. That there's, even through the bad times in your life, there's a reason for it. There's a lesson that needs to be learned, or there's something that needed to be brought up to get you to grow. It's about growth.
Yes.
And we can't grow if we live in fear.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I heard something. I don't know if you had a thought there, Chris, but I heard something the other day. It was right here on one of our inspirational conversations. It was the speaker was talking about how we learn by going through trials, and then he mentioned his children. Since we were talking about children here just a moment ago. And he said, I pray to God every day that my children don't have any issues, don't have any problems, don't have any tribulation. And then he said, and when one of my children had this thing happen in their life, I was ready to fight. I'm praying, I'm cursing God, I'm questioning my life. Why does this happen? And then he said, wait a minute. This tribulation that's happening to my child is part of how they're perfected in their own strength and in their own resolve, and in the experiences that's going to help to shape their lives and the trajectory of their lives.
Right, and so we all have what I like to call a blueprint of our soul, okay? So in that blueprint of our soul, we already have some sort of contract or some sort of agreement. Okay, when I'm here, these are the lessons that I want to learn. So if everything's just peaches and cream and everything is just, roses all the time, are you going to really learn? Are you really going to grow? Right? No. But here's the thing, the bad things, I welcome the bad things that happen, because even though I'm going to be flustered and angry and anxiety is going to be like off the roof, I have to stop and center myself and ask myself, okay, what is it about this block or this challenge do I need to learn? Is it that I need to go a different route? Maybe this isn't for me, or maybe it's something that I need to change about myself, my perception, my belief, or how I'm handling things in order to move forward. And then once you learn that lesson, you don't deal with that issue anymore. This is where we have karmic loops, where people get stuck in the same pattern, different face, different person, different situation, but the same thing. It's like they get stuck in a karmic loop that just goes like a program that just keeps looping around and around and around. They'll never learn their lesson if they don't sit back and see what they're doing wrong and needs to be changed.
Wow. That's fascinating. Yeah, there's people that have made that same mistake over and over again and expect different results, as they say, but that does happen. I don't know. I try to tune into that now. The older I've gotten, the more I'm trying to be cognizant of that, and I think all of us really owe it to ourselves. There's probably some folks sitting out in traffic right now listening to the program going, yeah, that's happened. Well, we want to invite your questions and conversation into this discussion. You're listening to Psychic Connections with Victoria Alvarado. We are going to give that number out, invite you to give us a call. Second half of the program, we'll open up the phone lines. That number is 832-230-5592. Again, 832-230-5592. You're listening to Psychic Connections. Give us a call during a break. We'll take some calls after these short messages.
The InBody is one of the world's most powerful and accurate body composition scales. In a minute or less, the InBody can break down your body weight into muscle, fat, and body water to give you a crystal clear image of your overall wellness. With this information, you can fine-tune your diet and exercise plans to improve your health. Over time, the InBody allows you to create lasting changes to your body composition, which means more health, more energy, and a better overall quality of life. The InBody uses advanced technology to determine your body composition. It passes a small electric current through your body to determine the amount of body water you have. This information is used to reveal your body fat percentage, one of the most important health metrics a person can learn about their body. Discovering your body fat percentage is simply the first step and only scratches the surface of what the InBody can tell you about your health. By independently analyzing your 5 body segments, which are both legs, both arms, and your trunk, an InBody test shows you your body fat and muscle levels for all sections of your body. Is your upper body stronger than your lower? Where do you store your body fat? By taking an InBody test, you'll get answers to these questions. But more importantly, by tracking the impact your diet and exercise have on your body, you'll discover a whole new way of thinking about your health. With a line of professional models, there's an InBody for every organization that seeks to help its members improve their health. Want to find out which InBody is right for you? Visit us online at www.inbody.com.
Yo, what up, world? That's right, Carl Mays, King Motivator, KYND 1520. You better keep it locked. I'm telling you, if you want to stay focused, you want to be great, you want to get what you need, I got you. That's right. Another day, another chance.
This is Carla J, inviting you to join the new Sound Off with Carla J as we discuss pop culture, today's music, hottest gossip, sports, and a whole lot more. It's going to be crazy. You'll never know what shenanigans the guys will be up to and who'll be visiting the studio. Thursdays, 6 p.m. here on 1520 KYND.
Apple and Android users, be sure and download the KYND radio app. And don't miss Sound Off with Carla J on 1520 KYND.
The InBody is one of the world's most powerful and accurate body composition scales.
Arctic gas. On the air everywhere. Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
And we are back. You're listening to Psychic Connections with Miss Victoria Alvarado. 832-230-5592. The phone lines are now open. That's 832-230-5592. Let's go ahead and take our first caller. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. C, how are you?
I'm fine. I think I am.
You think you are?
I want to know. My son was involved in an accident about 2 years ago. And he has gone to doctors and different doctors, and he's been given the runaround. I want to know if will he ever get the help that he needs?
Will he ever get the help that he needs? So as I'm tuning into his energy vibration through you, I'm being told that it's so weird. It's almost like I feel like he could have been healed, or there's a way that he can heal himself. But it's almost like there's something he needs to do Okay, let me ask you something. Do you find that he enjoys the attention that he's been getting now that he's been injured?
Well, I don't know. I can't really get it through my head, so that's why I'm asking you this question. Maybe you can tell me.
Okay, because what I'm feeling is that sometimes some people who did not get the attention or the love that they needed before their accident or before their injury, it's almost like they don't want to receive the help. And so energetically, he's putting it out there. So this is why he can't get the hip. This is why there's like a runaround that's happening. So energetically, it's almost like he's blocking it. Because then what happens? Then I won't get the love. I won't get the security. I won't get the attention. What if it all stops after I get healed? Does that make sense to you? Like, do you understand what I'm saying here as far as that? Because there are times where people will get sick, and then all of a sudden, like, say, for instance, mom will get sick, and it's like, okay, so now everybody's coming around mom, and they're flocking around mom, and really, she could get better, but there's always some sort of illness that keeps coming up because she doesn't want her family to just forget about her. In this situation here, Spirit says that he needs to know that he is still loved regardless of what's going on with him. And I do feel that there's something about Austin connection. So it's almost like he can have the hip replacement, but it feels like there's something with an Austin or something with an A name in it that's going to help him get that, but it won't be until next year.
Well, he used to live in Austin. That's where he was living when he had the accident.
Okay. He has the hip replacement is going to be out in that area.
So she was thinking. She said help. I think is not. There's not a hip problem, is there, ma'am? Was that the?
No, it's more like a spinal cord area.
Okay. Oh, okay. You're getting. Okay.
Yeah. And she had mentioned hip earlier. Okay. So he's going to get the help out in Austin. That's where it needs to. That's where it is coming up, and that's what I'm hearing is Austin. But it won't be until next year. I want to say January.
January of next year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Wow. Well, thank you. We appreciate that call. So yeah, it sounds like there's some people that have some challenges around getting attention, and that might be an issue for him.
Mm-hmm.
So 832-230-5592 is the number, 832-230-5592. And I know there is I was trying to think of the name of that condition. It's a psychological piece. There's a condition that is, Munchausen.
Yeah.
There's Munchausen's disease. You stole that out of my head, didn't you? Okay, wow. All right, well, let's take another call here. Good afternoon, Deborah. You're on the air with Miss Victoria.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi, how are you? Do you have a question or comment today?
Yes, well, I would like to know, my babies are already in school, and it's time for me to get back to school, and I was having a hard time and very trying to decide what it really is that I wanted to do. I wanted to know if you catch anything that maybe can help me out.
Okay, well, there's two different things. Is that one, I'm picking up on something dealing with the medical field, but then they're also telling me that you're really good with your hands. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought of doing something like cosmetology or doing something with your hands, in other words?
So, Deborah, can you turn your radio down? We're getting some feedback on this end, please. Just turn that down. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Victoria.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, because it was also messing.
Yes.
It was like I kept hearing that. Okay, so let me just say this: is that if you wanted to go into the medical field, you can. But, hon, I really don't feel like that's the best bet for you. There's something about you being creative with your hands. What does this mean to you?
Well, I mean, I'm interested, but I've never been good, like, with cosmetology, like, for myself, like, as in putting makeup on, but I feel that I probably wanted to, like, do nails, but I don't know, it wasn't really something I was really interested in because I'm not confident.
Okay, well, let me tell you something, hon. It's like they're showing me something about you doing hair and also dealing with the hands. So that also makes me feel like nails. And it just makes me feel like it's going to help you in the long run, because you can do this as self-employment, where it's almost like you want to be there more for your children. And it's almost like that will help you juggle the life of family and working at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly what was my theme, with the nails. I that was one thing I was interested in, because I could spend more time with my family and not have to really be away.
Mm-hmm. And I would definitely encourage you in going in that direction. What happens with self-confidence issues that you're having is that it's because you need the training. And once you get the training and you finally do it over and over again, and it's about consistency, your confidence will grow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I have one more question if we have time. I'm not sure.
Well, we do have another caller, hon. So I would encourage you to go to my website at victoriaalvarado.com, and then you can schedule an appointment, and then I would love to answer all your questions that you have then.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your call, Deborah. Okay, very good. Judith, you are on the air with Miss Victoria.
Well, hello, Victoria. There's a lot going on in my life, so I'm not sure where to start. Illnesses, job concerns, where to move to. There's just a lot happening. Maybe you can point me in the right direction.
Okay, so as soon as I tap into your energy, my hands start to go numb and they got cold. So this tells me that you're having a hard time handling life at this moment. And it also feels to me like obviously you're juggling a lot of things that are going on right now, but Spirit says that to hold off on moving. Because here's the thing, you really don't want to move, because it makes me feel like you want to stay here if you can find the right job and the right location.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
And so here's the thing, is that it may come to as a shock to you, but there's going to be a job offer coming to you through a friend. This is a male friend that's very tall is what they're telling me. And I just I keep hearing something like Jacob sounding or something with the J. Do you know who this person may be?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just say this, is that if you reach out to him, and here's the thing, you haven't reached out to friends and family yet, as of yet, because it's almost like, I don't want nobody to know that I want to change jobs just yet, trying to be secretive, I guess. But it's almost like this, is that you can get the step up and the handout you need if you go to this gentleman. He has connections, or he knows how to help you somehow. He may even put you to work for him somehow. This is what they're telling me. So it may be that you may work for the company that he's working with, or he may be self-employed and you work for him.
Okay.
Okay. But here's the thing, is that I feel also, hon, that you've been feeling really numb because a lot of responsibility is on your shoulders. What does this mean to you?
A lot. Illness with my husband.
Okay. Okay. So let me just say this, is that you're going to get the help that you need. And I'm clearing your energy because it's really, really strong. My arm is hurting me right now. So let me just say this, is that Spirit says to tell you that you need to go with confidence and faith, knowing that everything that you need is there, right there for the taking. They're telling me that they are working diligently behind the scenes to help you and putting all the pieces together as we speak. And they're saying that something's coming in May.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. I leave you with that, hon.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You too.
Thank you, Judith. We appreciate that call. The number is 832-230-5592. That's 832-230-5592. If you have a question for Miss Victoria, give her a call. We will answer that live on the air. You can also message us through Facebook. And we will take a look at that and answer your questions there as well. So just now you were saying with her energy, Victoria, that your arm was hurting a little bit. So what was happening with that?
Well, right in here, it started to I started to get sharp pains, and then my hand was starting to go a little numb. And here's the thing, is that there's a couple things with that. This has to deal with the heart chakra, and this is almost about feeling very, very emotional by all the weight that's being placed on her shoulders. You know, it says, I feel like there's a lot of weight on my shoulders. That's because there's a lot of responsibility that is being placed on her that she's not able to handle at this moment. Okay? And I'm feeling that. Because at the same time, the healer in me wants to help heal her, but at the same time, it's also bringing it up so she's aware of it.
Wow. Well, it's always a little challenging, of course, as I'm putting myself in your shoes to feel that physical discomfort associated with somebody's energy.
I don't think you want that.
Yeah, no, I'm good on this side. I don't know. So yeah, that's a little bit disconcerting. All right, folks. Well, we are here live with Psychic Connections. You're listening to Miss Victoria Alvarado, who is a psychic, a medium, as well as a intuitive, and she does a number of different things in that realm. 832-230-5592. That's 832-230-5592. That's the number. Give us a call. We're going to be taking our last break here. We'll take a couple more calls after we get back. You're listening to Psychic Connections right here on KYND, the kind of talk that inspires change. We'll be back momentarily.
This is Carla J, inviting you to join the new Sound Off with Carla J as we discuss pop culture, today's music, hottest gossip, sports, and a whole lot more. It's going to be crazy. You'll never know what shenanigans the guys will be up to and who'll be visiting the studio. Thursdays, 6 p.m. here on 1520 KYND.
Apple and Android users, be sure and download the KYND radio app. And don't miss Sound Off with Carla J on 1520 KYND.
The InBody is one of the world's most powerful and accurate body composition scales. In a minute or less, the InBody can break down your body weight into muscle, fat, and body water to give you a crystal clear image of your overall wellness. With this information, you can fine-tune your diet and exercise plans to improve your health. Over time, the InBody allows you to create lasting changes to your body composition, which means more health, more energy, and a better overall quality of life. The InBody uses advanced technology to determine your body composition. It passes a small electric current through your body to determine the amount of body water you have. This information is used to reveal your body fat percentage, one of the most important health metrics a person can learn about their body. Discovering your body fat percentage is simply the first step and only scratches the surface of what the InBody can tell you about your health. By independently analyzing your 5 body segments, which are both legs, both arms, and your trunk, an InBody test shows you your body fat and muscle levels for all sections of your body. Is your upper body stronger than your lower? Where do you store your body fat? By taking an InBody test, you'll get answers to these questions. But more importantly, by tracking the impact your diet and exercise have on your body, you'll discover a whole new way of thinking about your health. With a line of professional models, there's an InBody for every organization that seeks to help its members improve their health. Want to find out which InBody is right for you? Visit us online at www.inbody.com.
Yo, what up, world? That's right, Carl Mays, King Motivator, KYND 1520. You better keep it locked. I'm telling you, if you want to stay focused, you want to be great, you want to get what you need, I got you. That's right. Another day, another chance.
This is Carla J, inviting you to join the new Sound Off with Carla J as we discuss pop culture, today's music, hottest gossip, sports, and a whole lot more. It's going to be crazy. You'll never know what shenanigans the guys will be up to and who'll be visiting the studio. Thursdays, 6 p.m. here on 1520 KYND.
Apple and Android users, everywhere. The powerful 1520.
And we are back. If you're on the roadways here on a busy Friday afternoon, it is St. Patrick's Day today, so we want to encourage you to drive safely, drink responsibly if you are going to be drinking, and please be careful out there. But while you're here and perhaps maybe stuck in a little bit of traffic, you have an opportunity to really learn and gain some knowledge about a greater side of yourself, that spiritual self. So if you have calls for Miss Victoria, 832-230-5592, 832-230-5592. Find out some things that may be in your near future that you've not yet identified. So let's go ahead and take another caller. Good afternoon, Renee. You are on the air with Miss Victoria.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm calling because my husband and I, we have been trying to purchase a home, and we've run into a lot of obstacles. We finally found a house that we think we're going to be quite satisfied with, at this time in our life. But we're in a one-bedroom apartment with lots of furniture, and I'm just at my wit's end about it. So what do you see?
Well, here's the thing is that definitely feel, before you even mentioned that you were moving and looking for a home, I kept hearing voicing or speaking out. So this makes me feel that make sure that you go over the contract before you move in, okay? And if there's anything that needs to be changed, or whether it's the terms that you're not settled with, or if it's something in the contract that you want to have added. But they're also telling me that be very careful of the home because there's something about leaks. I don't know what that means. Have you been meeting a lot of people that there's foundation and leak problems is what they're telling you?
No, but I've been praying about it, and the Holy Spirit has been telling me, and I kept telling my husband, there's something just not quite right about this house. I don't know about these builders. But I didn't have any concrete to put my hand on, only that I knew the Holy Spirit was telling me there's something that just wasn't quite right.
Right, and it's the foundation and leaks, and it's something about, okay, let me ask you, is it a 2-story that y'all are looking for?
No, we don't want a 2-story. My husband and I, we're both, approaching 60.
Okay.
Well, he is. And, we just want a 1 level. That's
okay, because it's in the restroom, and I don't know why they keep saying upper level. So let me just say this. It could very well be the pipes in the wall. You know, sometimes they have the pipes in the wall, and it's like right in the upper level. That's what they're showing me. But it's along the line there, and there's something about the foundation. So make sure that you go over the contract, and if you feel after they appraise it and they come out and they inspect it and everything, that something isn't right, that they have to fix it before you purchase this home. And I just feel like there's something about the leak and the foundation that you got to be aware of before you sign on the dotted line on these contracts.
Wonderful.
And
beautiful.
And they're giving me the time frame of June. So this also could be like in 6 weeks, or on the 6th of the month, or June the latest.
Wow. Okay. That's beautiful. Yeah. So they've been rushing us to, come up with the closing costs and things of that nature. But so I'm really glad that I called in. I love KYND. So thank you.
Well,
I would be concerned if they're trying to rush me on the contract, know? That just lets me know that if they're doing a rush job, the foundation, or they just threw it up there could be possible issues with piping in the restroom area.
Yeah, and sometimes I will say this. I know this isn't a real estate show, but sometimes that the ceiling could also have the air conditioning units. And right, exactly. And those things can be right up above the bathroom that's built in there.
Yeah,
sometimes.
because it's weird, because I was wondering if it was 2-story, because I see it leaking down, coming down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow. So that's
beautiful.
That's some stuff to look for there, Renee. So I'm so glad you called. It's little things like that can save us a lot of headache and frustration. And as Victoria said, if you can get it built into the agreement that you, in fact, they will have to repair those things pending your approval, then that's probably the most prudent way to go.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's a great call. Wow. So you're listening to KYND. We may have time for maybe one more caller. 832-230-5592. 832-230-5592 is that number. You're listening to Psychic Connections with Victoria Alvarado, and it gives us a chance to sort of really appreciate that sometimes in our lives we have to seek outside guidance to really be able to understand the opportunities that are there for us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I myself sometimes have to seek outside guidance because it's hard to take your own, your own knowledge or your own I can't even think about it. I have like a brain fart right now.
Yeah. Sometimes your own insight or intuition.
Yes, your own intuition, your own messages. It's hard to, because your ego is stuck in a way sometimes. Right. You know, or you question it because either you want something so bad, but internally something's telling you, no, that's not right.
And that's what this last caller, that's what was interesting to me. She had this idea that, we found the house. I mean, that's how she started out, but something in her gut's telling her there's something not quite right.
Right, and that's how I felt, is that something's not quite right with this house, and that's when I saw leaks and something about the foundation. So if it's a builder, they throw up houses real quick, and so the framing may not be right, or something's not right in the home, and for them to push her to hurry up and get the closing costs, that would put up red flags and well, to me,
Yes. Excellent. Well, so Victoria, the time always goes very quickly with you, and we're right there. How do folks connect with you at this time?
Okay, so if you want to schedule a private session with me, you can visit my website at www.victoriaalvarado.com. I do have an online scheduler that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's real-time scheduling, so you'll see what appointment times I have available. And you can follow me on Facebook at Psychic Victoria Alvarado.
Excellent. Psychic Victoria Alvarado, as well as victoriaalvarado.com.
Correct.
So, guys, go to that site, learn more about the different ways you can guide yourself to a happier future. I want to thank Chris for sitting in. Enjoyed having you on board with us today. Folks, you want to stay tuned. Next is the Darryl Wimbley Show, and they always have a lively discussion. So we're going to take a few moments on a commercial break, and then you'll be back with Darryl Wimbley and crew. And we want to wish you a safe and happy holiday weekend and invite you back next Friday, where we will have another conversation on the Psychic Connection with Miss Victoria. Thank you so much for joining us.
The views and opinions expressed on KYND 1520 talk programs are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, management, other hosts, or advertisers. Show topics on this station may include conversations on any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practices. KYND, a Synergy Broadcasting